Good morning, everyone. This is Martin, and we are on day 4 of our 30-day Back to the Land, Build a Roadmap for Yourself to Take You Back to the Land series. And before I get started, I'm out here by the fire today. It's chilly. It's early October, and I'm enjoying it. So before I get started, I want to have you, this is 30 days long, so if you're not subscribed, you're going to be missing them along the way unless you really go out of your way to try to find them. So to fix that, just subscribe, hit the notification bell, turn the notifications to all, and that way you'll get all of them in the order that they come out, and that'll take care of that. The other thing is that just letting you know that once we started this, we decided to stop, write and publish a kind of a companion book to go along with it. The video series doesn't cost you anything. The book has a small fee. You can get it on Amazon. All the information is down below in the description on how to get that, but it's Back to the Land. It kind of goes along with the video series. If you want to get the Back to the Land book for $3 cheaper, then go to the description and we'll show you how to do that. If you order them directly from us, we've got some early on, not completely edited versions of them that have typos in them. So $3 off if you want to go that route. It still has all the same information, you just have to wade through some typos. Anyway, let's get started. Day 4. One of the things that we've run into, we started this Back to the Land process here about 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. We closed on the property, came down, started cutting roads into it, started, taking trees down where we were going to be building the cabin, where we're going to be putting in the septic system and all of that. And so there was a lot of things that we had to do a couple of years ago. And we have the benefit of having a number of years behind us in construction, okay? And that has part of what, that's part of what I want to talk about today. In the challenge for today is that a lot of that stuff, that knowledge and those skills we built up over time, and a lot of it was built up just simply out of reading books, okay? And so today's challenge, I guess, to you is to start a library for yourself. We had started a library back when we were in our really early 20s. We got married when we were like 19 and 20 years old, and have been going strong ever since. And early on, we worked, both my wife and I worked at a bookstore, a college campus bookstore that sold books for university students. And about twice a year, they would have what they would call a pound sale. And just like it sounds, they would sell books by the pound. You'd go in there and you'd just get all these books that they would have that were either editions that had been updated where there was new ones and they were getting rid of the old ones, or just random books that they had that weren't selling and they wanted to get rid of. So they'd put them on shelves about twice a year, and you go in there and just load up on whatever you could find that was of interest. And they sold them, I think, for like 10 cents a pound. So I had built a huge library of just construction, outdoor related things, woodworking books, just anything that was of interest to me. I would build a library out of that. And believe it or not, I learned a lot from that. I actually had picked up a set of 4, I guess it was carpentry. It was like a carpentry encyclopedia, how to do carpentry from every phase of it that you could imagine. And that was such a valuable resource to me. I actually carried them around in my carpentry toolbox, because when I run into a problem on a job, I mean, I'd dig in and figure them out. And stairways were the things that got me the most. I mean, I had to go back and go through that part of the book every time I had to build a stairway, seems like, because the formulas and the calculations were, I never could get them. I finally did, but early on I couldn't. So anyways, it was important to us to build up a library of tools and resources, books, that would give us the knowledge that we would need to do things that we weren't familiar with. And so I encourage you very strongly to, even if you don't care to read or like to read or anything like that, the resource of having a library handy to you is priceless. So yesterday we did a thing on kind of dividing out year number 1 into 12 months. If you need to, go back and review that one real quick to see how we set that up. And then what I would suggest to you, or recommend, strongly recommend to you to do, is look at each of those blanks for each month, okay? And decide that every single month, or if you don't feel you can afford it, or if you don't feel it's important, maybe do it every other month, okay? But just plug in as one of your goals, excuse me, just plug in one of your goals to every month or every other month. Purchase a book for your library. It can be books on, like what we did was real heavy into construction, because that's just what I was interested in. And we have been reaping the benefit of that ever since, because I mean, we've been building everything down here on our own, and we kind of take it for granted that we had learned all those skills way back that many years ago. So it's just valuable information that you can get. But anyway, every month or every other month, whatever works for you, plan on getting one book for your library. Now, why do I say book for the library? When everything is available on the internet, essentially for free. And when it's on the internet, it's internet dependent. So if your internet goes down, your library is gone. So am I saying that I believe the internet will go down? It can occasionally. I mean, we've lost power down here, and I lose that access to my library if I'm solely reliant on the internet. Would it ever go down permanently or long term? I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's nice to have a library of resources that you can turn to, whether it's canning or raising vegetables or gardens or raising livestock or whatever. There are things that I still need to go back to and refer to and get an education of. Solar is something that I am still trying to wrap my mind around, okay? So I've got a couple of resources on solar that I can go back in and look at that's available right on my bookshelf when I get stuck and don't know exactly what to do there. I have gone to, mostly, I'm into, the homesteading, self-sufficiency. This one is good for the grandkids, the outdoor games and things that you can build that can keep the grandkids entertained outside. And those kind of things are all valuable to me right now in my journey as it is right now. I don't really need the construction stuff. I've actually gifted most of that stuff off to other people. So anyway, that's the challenge for today. Start building your educational library so that you can start learning and educating yourself on all of the different things that you have to do when you go back to the land, because there's a lot of them. And if you don't have a heavy amount of knowledge in any specific subject, get you some resources that will do that. Now, in my library, and I don't have it, I would show it to you if I had it here, but it's tucked away in the storage container that we've got up the hill here, is probably my most favorite library book. And that book is, it's called, what is it called? It's called Your Cabin in the Woods. It's written by an author named Conrad Meinke, I believe is M-I-E-N-K-E or something like that. And it's a book that is my favorite, not because of its value of the information that it has on how to build a log cabin, because that's what it's about. Even though I believe you could build a log cabin from the information that's in there. But it's written in such a way that when I read it about once a year. When I read that book, it only takes a couple hours to read the whole thing. And that book has an inspirational quality to it that I have not found anywhere else. And so when I read that, it's like I'm sitting by the fire. I can smell the smoke. I can smell the coffee brewing over the fire. I can't wait to get up in the morning and grab my axe and head to the woods and build a log cabin. That's the way it inspires me. And so that one is going to be on my library shelf forever, because it just has that kind of an effect on me. So anyway, today's challenge is start a library. Start building resources of information that will help you as you start working your way into your back to the land journey. Now tomorrow, and I promise we're going to be getting into things like starting to raise funds for your land purchase and things like that. So I'm going to read you a couple of the upcoming videos that we're going to be doing. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be talking about land requirements. You know, what is it that you're going to require for your specific back to the land journey. Next day is to start building a purchase fund for purchasing your land. Things that you can do today, starting today. It's going to be coming up, inventorying tools and skills, and just 5 things most important to you that's going to help get the roots of your dream sunk even deeper. Is 1 acre enough? Okay, because some of you are going to be looking at smaller portions of land. Is 1 acre going to be enough for you to build on and do your things on there? Learn how to create income that will sustain you through your process. Let's see, gardening as a startup, livestock startup, food preservation. Lots of subjects are coming up that's going to start actually putting a little bit of meat onto this dream of yours. So anyway, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.